$3.274, $5,000. The United States took a decisive step on Monday, November 10, 2025, toward ending the historic government shutdown that has now lasted 40 days. Following a 60-40 vote, the Senate advanced a bill that reopens government agencies with temporary funding until January 30, 2026, and includes 3 annual funding packages. The measure still needs to complete procedural steps, pass through the House of Representatives, and receive President Donald Trump's signature, but politically, the tide is turning. The agreement, brokered by Republicans and a group of centrist Democrats, provides for retroactive payments to federal and military employees, as well as reversing layoffs made during the administrative shutdown. In exchange, the opposition agreed not to link the immediate extension of subsidies under the Affordable Care Act to the bill, but obtained a promise that the issue will have a separate vote in December, something that still divides the Democratic Party. It is an imperfect arrangement, but with the potential to pull the country out of the longest institutional crisis in its recent history. The effects of the lockdown were profound. Delays and suspended salaries for hundreds of thousands of employees, closed parks, citizen services operating at their limit, and disruptions to air transport due to staff shortages, a daily pressure that began to affect consumer sentiment and fourth-quarter GDP projections. The mere sign of progress in Congress already stirred global markets on Monday, with stocks and futures rising as investors price in the imminent end of the impasse. On the political chessboard, the move exposed fissures in both parties. Democratic sectors criticize yielding without guarantees on health care, while Republican leaders see the urgency of reopening the government to then resume the budget dispute on less unstable ground. The House, controlled by Republicans, should return to Washington as soon as the Senate completes the procedural steps. Without an agreement to expedite the process, it may still take a few days, but the direction has been set. What changes in practice if the package is definitively approved? Civil servants and outsourced workers will receive their back pay. Government agencies will suspend staff cuts until January. Programs like food assistance will receive a boost, and 3 budget areas will have resources for a full year, reducing the recurrence of crises. The text is an emergency landing. It doesn't resolve all disputes, but it gets the machine running again and opens a window for negotiation for the beginning of 2026. For your narrative, the thread is clear. After 40 days that surpassed any precedent, a last-minute agreement in the Senate opened the door to reopen the government, still subject to final approvals. Explain what was voted on, why it doesn't end everything immediately, what's included in the package, what was left out, and what this means for those who depend on the state on a daily basis. From air traffic controllers to retirees, from national park visitors to workers awaiting their salaries. Conclude by remembering the essentials. The country must emerge from the shutdown, but the budget and health disputes will return in December, with a direct impact on real life.